The men of the moment in Mexico are Raul Tal Rangel and Luis Romo. And guess what? The president of Mexico reacted today to these two Chivas players. Stay here with me because we're going to talk about it next. We'll also talk about a soccer player who dropped out of Guadalajara's preseason. Anyway, the Chivas players on the national team. Lots and lots and lots to talk about, so stick with me until the end. I'm Jesus Bernal, and I thank all of you for your attention. Thank you very much for being here with me to talk about the latest regarding the Chivas team. So without further ado, let's start this video with the latest news about Chivas. It's clear that the heroes of the night for the Mexican national team in the match against Korea were Raul Tal Rangel and Luis Romo. Obviously, Chivas' captain stands out for the goal he scored yesterday, which opened the way to victory after the goalkeeper spilled the ball, and he was in the right place at the right time to put it away. And on the other hand, Tala Rangel ended up being a key factor. He was crucial with that amazing save he made during stoppage time on that header. A double save, first reacting down low, which for me is the most important one, because it was the hardest. And then there was a missed kick by a Korean player, and that's when Tal reacted and brought it down. But for me, the great save is the first one, the one he made at the beginning. And obviously, this hasn't gone unnoticed. There have been many reactions regarding the topic, and one of them, who didn't miss the chance today to, let's say, jump a little on the national team's bandwagon. It was the president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo, who, during this morning's press conference, just as it was starting, took the opportunity to give her reaction. Let's say, right, about what these two players did yesterday. And we don't know the name of either of them, because she didn't call them by name, but at least she mentioned them. And like I said, I don't really like it when politics and sports mix, but here, well, it's a recognition from the highest authority in this country to two players from the Chivas team. Let's listen and see the reaction of President Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo to what happened yesterday.
Pure happiness. Congratulations to the national team for their game. Please have a seat. For the game, the goal, and the goalkeeper's save. And for the happiness they bring to the people of Mexico, many, many congratulations. We have a short video of yesterday's celebration.
In some cities across the country, and speaking a bit about what the game was like, in general for the Chivas players, I'm going to give you my opinion focusing only on the Guadalajara players. Let's see, I already said it at the beginning, right? Tala's performance was outstanding. Honestly, Raul Rangel was barely tested, but that's what he's there for. It really reminded me of that penalty he saved against Monterrey. Do you remember? He saved the penalty from Yuka, and with that, Chivas won the match right at the last minute and all that. Well, those are exactly the kind of performances that elevate the goalkeeper, that make him realize what he's capable of and how important a factor he can be. Tala did it again. Yesterday he gave Mexico 3 points. The thing about Luis Romo, I liked his play in midfield, but above all, there was a role he played that maybe isn't visible. Because, well, it's not like the ball's always there in the middle. The camera usually follows the ball. But the defensive work he did with Inbyum, the South Korean midfielder who plays for Feyenoord, was exceptional. Inbyum caused all the trouble for the Czech team. The one who scored and assisted, who's a playmaker. And yesterday, first of all, he was very worried about Luis Romo pushing forward. And secondly, Luis Romo neutralized him very well. Yes, he had a couple of plays that he created. It's clear he wanted to create something, but they, or Romo specifically, didn't let him take that leading role, Inbyum. Watch the match again. He's number 6 for Korea, Luis Romo's move against him was sensational. Piojo Alvarado, 100%, 100%. Again, creating little in attack because that's what his position demands. But what he did create was very dangerous. That shot by Julian Quinones in the first half came from a pass by Piojo. And defensively spectacular, right? Unpassable, Roberto, unpassable. Great game by Piojo. And maybe the one who fell a little short was Brian Gutierrez. So much so that they ended up taking him out of the match. Even so, Vasco Aguirre still has a lot of trust in him. But at least that's my take on what those players did yesterday against Korea. Preseason is just starting, and the Chivas team already has a player out for the next few days. It's nothing serious. He'll probably just take a little while to recover. And it's about Efrain Alvarez. Efrain Alvarez. Chivas published a medical report yesterday. It kind of went unnoticed because the Mexico game was on, which says, the Sports Science Department of Club Deportivo Guadalajara reports on the condition of Efrain Alvarez, who underwent a surgical procedure today. Efrain underwent surgery to correct a left-sided varicocele. The surgery was performed successfully, and he will now begin his recovery process under the supervision of the club's medical staff. According to the medical report, the striker's return to the field will depend on his progress. You may remember that this also happened to Dania Aguirre. Because of the varicocele, it took her a couple of weeks to come back. Well, it's probably going to be something similar in terms of recovery time in the case of Efrain Alvarez. So for now, for the time being, he's missing the start of preseason with the Chivas team. And Chivas already has its preseason plan. They already have their preseason plan. The club itself announced it yesterday as well. It's because yesterday they traveled to Isla Navidad, and it will be today when they formally begin their training. I present to you now the plan that has been established, at least from now until July 3rd. That is, 2 weeks, the next 2 weeks. And it goes as follows. The team traveled, they went to Barra de Navidad yesterday. Starting today, June 19th, and until the 27th, that is. Until Saturday the 27th, they will be working there. Practically 10 days. Afterwards, on June 29th, rests on Sunday the 28th, Monday the 29th, Tuesday the 30th, Wednesday the 1st, and Thursday the 2nd, you'll be training at Verde Verdeval. On Friday the 3rd, go to Ciudad Victoria, to the sea, TR, Gomez to face Correcaminos. That's the preseason schedule Chivas has from now until next July 3rd, 2 weeks. That's the whole plan. Navidad Island, Verde Valle, Marte Regomez. So we'll be closely following Chivas' preparation for the upcoming season. The World Cup. What's going on with the World Cup? Well, let me tell you a bit about this topic. Also about the 2026 World Cup. Yesterday in the results, Czechia and South Africa tied. Actually, this result ends up giving Mexico the group lead with the win. Switzerland beat Bosnia. 4-1 Canada defeated Qatar 6-0, and Mexico beat South Korea 1-0. These are the results that happened yesterday. What's coming up today? Today the action starts a little later. At 1 o'clock, the United States faces Australia. At 4, Scotland plays against Morocco. At 6:30, Brazil faces Haiti. And at 9 tonight, the day ends with Turkey versus Paraguay. Maybe they're not the most exciting games, but you have to watch them. The truth is, between work and everything, I had my perfect record going. And well, yesterday I could only watch the Mexican national team's game. But anyway, you always have to keep an eye on the World Cup. All right, we'll leave this video here. Thank you very much for your attention. Keep subscribing, commenting, sharing, and liking. See you next time. I'm Jesus Bernal. Goodbye.